It's nice. We're here. We're back. Thanks, Candace Owens, for the lead-in. You may notice we have removed the articulating. I have given up my battle with the articulating arm. I am the only thing on this podcast that should struggle to articulate, and I've gotten rid of it. It was just too squeaky. A little squeaky guy. Still have the same mic quality. I am holding it what I would call Michael Bublé style now. Does that make sense? Would he hold a mic like
yes,
croonery style? Is this a crooner style podcasting?
It's a crooner mic and a crooner style, I guess.
I like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it a crooner?
Well, I guess what we should do is have it coming down from the ceiling.
That would be sick. That's a look that nobody's doing in podcasting.
That's true.
Michael Buffer style podcasting.
That's true.
How does it sound? Is this good here? I'm gonna do a dangle. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Rob Loves Arguing. Jesus Christ, everything's falling. Does that have to do with the style in which I'm broadcasting?
No.
Okay.
Oh, I see. Ian Fergus is calling me direct.
Ladies and gentlemen, joining the podcast live. This is what we need: is a really unknown guest to drive the numbers up. Anyways, that voice you're hearing over there, as always, my co-host Daniel, the Anchor Sanker.
I'm trying to pick a sound effect for myself.
Sure. Is there? I mean, an anchor noise, I suppose, would.
That makes so much more sense.
You need the chain to release on the anchor first, otherwise it's just a plop.
Sure. Well,
I don't think a plop will do justice to the gravity you bring,
While you talk, I'll work on that.
So, well, anyone missing the articulating arm, I apologize. It's been with us since episode 2 of the reboot, and I think until I have a larger space.
Oops.
No, I like that one too. I think it's gone for the time being. We did have the arm melted down, and it has become the official Rob Loves Arguing hilarious horn. Hold on. Oh, there we go. Yeah. So anytime something hilarious happens, a little toot on the Rob Loves Arguing horn. Actually, I'm going to keep that in my lap, I think. I anticipate a lot of horns in this episode. I hope that's good for the audio listeners. But yeah, so anyways, the saga is over. Israel's out of Palestine, and the articulating arm has been removed for now until a further day. But yeah, there's obviously other big news has dropped. There are some Epstein emails that have been released. So far, my name has been out of all of them. I'm expecting that'll continue to be true, but we'll see going forward. We're continuing to keep tabs on that, whether or not I'll be in the Epstein files. Sanger, how do you feel about your own innocence? Do you think that your name potentially will come up in any of these Epstein emails?
No. I'm pretty safe. I like old women.
I was gonna say, is that due to your lack of success or your lack of predilection towards children?
Oh, yeah. If I was successful, I mean, there's no telling what I would be into, but most likely I would be more found out as a creep who dates older women.
Got it. Yeah, okay.
Like Hugh Jackman, although they're divorced.
And I believe they just accuse him of being a homosexual. I think what you're describing mostly in Hollywood has been closeted homosexuals. Very rarely are there ever he has a fetish towards older women. They're like, he loves boy butt and he's hiding it in Glenn Close or whatever. But yeah, okay. A predilection to. Well, I have a friend once that told me for a while, he's a shorter guy. And he kept I think he's similar fucking goofy ethnicity of you.
Uh-huh.
And he would kept going, "Oh, I love taller women. I really like tall women." And I was like, "Okay, yeah, whatever, do your thing. I guess if you're that short, you might as well lean in the other direction." In my head. And then one night I went out with him and I saw what he meant by tall women. I was like, "Oh, you like trans women. You just didn't want to say."
I see. Yeah.
Yeah. You like women that are tall because they were born with a different muscle structure than they felt they should have.
Sure. He was beating around the bush. I like a thick neck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was getting beat around The Bush. That was a weak attempt and all. I wish I had a time machine on that. Hold on. That makes it funny. So the Epstein files, I don't even want to, I tried, like, at the time of the recording, it would be physically impossible for anyone to claim that they know what is contained in the files. Everyone is poring over them right now. Like, it is Nerd Christmas. I will say it's impressive. I don't know how long, Sanker, you've been following the Epstein ballyhoo and shenanigans. But I've been on this for a long time. I'm a OG Alex Jones guy.
Sure.
So, that name has not been unfamiliar to me for probably, I mean, I guess, with 15 years be crazy to say, maybe a little bit, 12, something. Like, certainly it predates Trump running. So that's at least we're getting into 12, probably 12, 13 years I've known about this. And I think I'm, what is that thing they keep saying? What, like they're like, oh, black fatigue.
Oh yeah.
I guess I didn't need to relate it to that. I could have picked any fatigue. I didn't need to make a racial choice there, but I'm just fatigued on it. I'm like, I don't know, man. Y'all fuck kids. I don't give a shit anymore. Like, everything sucks. Just fuck the kids if it makes it better. I don't know. Like, it just seems very clear that, like, Israel can do whatever they want because we have a problem with fucking kids a lot. And then, like, I'm just burnt. I don't care what's in the emails that much, to be completely honest with you. And they're very cherry-picked, it seems. Everything that I've seen about Trump has been, like, it seems very purposefully... like, oh, he took my girlfriend when she was totally legal, but he took my girlfriend at an age that would be hot, but totally legal. Right, you know what I mean? Like, oh, he plucked her right at the perfect fuckable age, where it's like, what, you know what I mean? Like, it was no kids stuff. It was like, yeah, that Donald, he loves beautiful women. You're like, good, got him. But is also very cherry picked, so it almost seems to the point where they almost picked it too on the nose to be defensive of him. So whenever Zoran Mamdani becomes president in 2 years or whatever, 3 years, then they'll make. I guess we should talk about that too.
Yeah.
I've completely forgot. Like it's been a whirlwind week for me. It started in Niagara Falls and ended back here, but yeah. Anything else you want to... I don't really want to overly get in. I felt it was like I had an obligation to mention them because they are somewhat out. There was one I saw that said, do you have the picture of Donald blowing Bubba? And then Bubba's nickname was... Bill Clinton's nickname was Bubba. So now they're like, did he blow Bill Clinton? And it's just like, I don't know. Probably not. Like, the same way... Is this about to be liberal Pizzagate? Where, like...
We're just over it?
Oh, no, the Democrats are just looking into, like... do you have the picture of him blowing Bubba? Is that going to be, like, now forever he blew Bill Clinton and there's never going to be any... Like, is it going to be the Democrats' version of they'll read whatever they want into whatever and act on it in these emails as opposed to, like, Pizzagate was, like... people reading a lot between the lines and deciding it meant child pedophilia, right? Whereas I don't know how much validity Pizzagate had in the end, ultimately. Where there is kid fucking, but I just don't know that pizza place had anything to do with it.
I'm of the understanding in my own head that Trump probably has fucked some teenagers, middle of the road. But
is 19 a teenager still? I mean,
yes, it is. But okay. No, I meant like 16 or whatever. But just because he's so old, you forget that like some of our famous rock stars have written songs about fucking 16-year-olds. So it was probably at a time where it was like, you're a creep. In the way that we treat men who fuck 19-year-olds now who are in their 40s. You call them a creep, but you're like,
I don't know. And this is not a defense of Trump. I really just don't think it got... First of all, he's not a drinker. He's a teetotaler.
Yeah.
Like, who you're talking about, these guys, like Christine was only 16 or whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
Like, they're partying. You know what I mean? Like, they're going at it pretty hard. I don't know that Trump, like, did he walk through a beauty pageant and was there some naked 19-year-olds and stuff? Like, yeah. Did he maybe fucking, like, I don't know, man. It just kind of, for whatever reason, he just doesn't strike me as that. Like, I really do think that he would go, like, the guy that hasn't imbibed alcohol his entire life because it might have a detrimental impact on him, I don't think then goes and risks everything he's ever worked for by fucking someone 2 years younger than someone he could be allowed to fuck. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but yes, it does. I don't think he's some big, but that's my point. Is that I'm talking about like
it was different time.
80s Trump. 80s Trump probably fucked a couple 16-year-olds, but I'm saying also so did I don't know. Pick any other celebrity.
But we're talking about a billionaire who fucked Stormy Daniels. Can you pull up Stormy Daniels for us?
Yes.
Like, put Stormy Daniels in the video here if you can. This man chose to fuck this lady. And, like, listen, if I was in, like, Rhode Island and I was single and Stormy Daniels was at a show, I'd, flirt with her as, like, an older lady and talk about her tits a bunch and see if maybe that got me a fucking, like, a minivan blowjob or something. But, like, this guy's not, I don't know. How old's Melania? She's, like, a fucking lady. Like, she's obviously younger than him, but what I'm trying to say is that, like, he still knows where to play within the rules. It seems like it's not like he went to Epstein Island and got fucked up and he only doesn't get fucked up in public because he's afraid of the consequences. Like, everything we know, the guy doesn't get fucked up at all. So it's like, I don't know. It just doesn't seem like a dude who's going to, like, let his guard down at some point. Is that Stormy Daniels? Yeah, like, listen, Stormy Daniels is a very attractive mom. Like, if she was your girlfriend's mom, you'd be like, damn, I'm definitely going to jack off thinking about having a threesome with my girlfriend and her mom.
Yeah, cheat on your girlfriend for me.
You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you would every night you went to bed in your girlfriend's house, you'd go, I wonder if her mom's going to sneak in and go, I suck dick better than she does. And then whatever. That's Stormy Daniels. She's not like guy who has access to all the women in the world and decides to have sex with this lady instead of a 16-year-old. If he's already fucking 16-year-olds, he'd be fucking Leonardo DiCaprio. Makes way more sense to be a pedophile than Donald Trump does after fucking Stormy Daniels.
For sure. I'm not, it's not a competition. I mean,
but it is.
Leo is for sure the bigger pedophile. Or hepophile, whatever the.
And listen, maybe Leo only fucks, like, whatever. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever, because if people for the most part, they tend to, like, have a thing for women of the age in which they had least access to pussy. So, like, Leo in his mid-20s had unbelievable access to pussy, so the fact that he's habitually hung up on girls that age is kind of strange.
Oh, really?
Technically. Well, I think that there's something to be said about that. Yeah. I think a lot of guys that you see end up being creeps later on came to success back later and felt like they missed their window of opportunity. I think that's what a lot of these billionaires and shit are doing. They're going, I had to be a dork until I was fucking 40 to get pussy, and now I'm angry because I don't want 40-year-old pussy. I wanted the pussy I didn't get when I was busy being a dork. So, yeah, I don't know.
That's fair.
That's how I feel about Trump.
There's some logical sense behind that.
Yeah. And now we have our number one, and Trump's only going to be president for a few more years until Zoran's in power. Could they give it? Why do the liberals have to? And listen, I like Zoran Mamdani. I have I'm going to be one of the edgy podcasters that don't have any issue with Zoran whatsoever. I'm not completely skeptical. Man, there really is. So I know the last episode, and I didn't want to get too political in this episode.
Yeah.
Because we've been bogged down a little bit. But where I defend the right wing, there's not a right wing grift. There's not a right wing problem in comedy. But what I will say is there's been an abandonment of some of the beliefs that a lot of left wing people, specifically comedians, had because the maximalist position of those ideas were bad. Let me walk that out. I've always said this. I like clean needle programs and harm reduction programs, right? But when they got all the way, liberals have a tendency to go, okay, this is a good idea. So if we push it further in that direction, that's a great idea. There's like anything that goes in the same direction as something that felt good in the first place must be even better. And I don't think they realize that they then hit a threshold where now the negative repercussions are now coming back around and outweighing the positive that they're doing.
Right.
So the best example of that, I think free drug programs is what became this, okay, well, clean needles are good, right? It reduces harm. These people are, there was a lot of problems with sharing needles in that community, the drug addict junkie community. And so that helped. So then they're like, well, what if, and then people start dying of fentanyl overdoses. And they were like, well, what if we just give them drugs that we know are clean so that they don't die of fentanyl overdoses? Which to me kind of reads like, hey, could you just go die slower, please? Because they're not dying. Mm-hmm. Like you're still killing. Drugs are killing them. They're just not getting like a hot batch that kills them immediately.
Okay. I'm not in favor then.
It's like
fast killing drugs.
That's like, oh, they're dying in the streets with the fentanyl. It's like, well, no, they're dying in the streets with the opioids and the crack and the meth and any of them. They're dying in the streets. It's just they're dying very quickly in the streets with the fentanyl. AA is very interesting on this. I don't agree with AA on everything, but I'm starting to come around to this point of view, is that AA is very anti-harm reduction. This is where a lot of people kind of distance themselves in that world from AA. Uh-huh. Because, like, you don't want to reduce the risk of harm for addicts because that's just enabling them to continue to be addicts for longer. And that's exactly, it was like, people got to realize left and right, we walk this dance, and the dance is important, and we both have like good input on either side. And that's why when you take a good idea to the left and push it even further, it might become a bad idea, and you got to listen to some right wing shit. Is that like, yeah, it's, I do also get that argument. Like, I definitely get the argument that it's like, hey, someone will like talk to cops about what the hardest part of their job is. It's not ticketing double riders. It is waking up fentanyl addicts who are then mad at you, like after you saved their life because they think that you just fucked up their high. So, anyways, Zoran Mamdani, he's gonna. It will be interesting. I'm very pro Zoran. I like a lot of these ideas. I don't think we have to, like, as a community of. I will say edgy comics, we have sort of abandoned all of like these sort of not socialist principles. I don't really democratic socialist, whatever you want to say with it. Like, I'm a very left person. I don't mind those ideas. Free bus might be a little wacky shack. Mm-hmm. Like, like it's funny. It is. It's just very cyclical argument, right? And it's very NIMSyism, like not in my backyard ism, where they're like, oh, but it's going to be all these homeless people now on the public transit if it's free. What's stopping them from just, which first of all, if you've been in New York, like, first of all, what's stopping them now? Like, so if they're living on public transit, you think the $2.75 is what's preventing them from living on public? You think they're not? You think that the gates are what? These people don't have homes. You think currently the charge is going to stop them from living on the subway? Like, that's such a silly, made up fucking idea that, oh, if we charge them $2.75, they won't live. Like, if I told you, okay, so now you got a picture, Sanker, you're comfortable with living on the subway. You've reached a point in your life where you're like, I'm going to just go down there and live there, right? Mm-hmm. If you had reached that low and you dragged, you were out of your home, you have everything you own on your back, right? All your possessions are on your back. You've reached the lowest point of your life. You walk down, you swallow your pride, you go down Osgood subway station, or we'll say it's New York, you go down Times Square subway, and you get to those gates, and there's a $3 fee to get into the subway, does that stop you from living on the subway, or do you think that you persevere and find another way on, like sans the $3?
No, yeah, you're definitely persevering.
You don't think that the homeless people just go, oh, it's $3, never mind, I won't live on it for the next 4 days?
No. They have their ways.
I tend to agree with you, which kind of makes the argument homeless people are just going to live on the subway a little silly. It also just doesn't. This is where everything's gotten really bad, is that it's like we're so used to there being no solutions to anything in politics that like we're just terrified of a new idea. And it's like, well, why don't we just also try to have less homeless people? Like, why don't we also look at what Zoran's doing and how his policies might affect there just being less vagrant homeless people on the subway? And it's not going to happen overnight. And that's where the NIMSYism comes in, of people being like, well, if there's even a slight uptake of homeless people in the subway, I'm going to go batshit, even though it's already a piss shit factory. Like, hey, why don't you maybe just hire more people? And people go, who's going to pay for this? If you knew the amount of unused condos by foreign billionaires in New York City, just have them. Like, there's enough money in New York City to pay for this. The idea that you can't run some choo-choos back and forth for fucking free. Hey, that fucking Staten Island ferry, you think that's cheaper to trot back and forth all goddamn day in the fucking water all year? That's cheaper? You can do that for free for fucking Staten Island people, but you can't do it for real human beings who deserve rights in New York, not Staten Island garbage, except for Sal Volcano.
Hey, and the Wu-Tang Clan.
Fuck the Wu-Tang Clan.
It's the greatest band ever. Well, not
you ever seen them?
Yeah, a million times.
Like all of them or individually?
I saw all of them. Aaron Rye got me into a concert once.
What?
Oh, no, wait, that's not true. And my girl bought me the tour they did with Nas. I saw that one, too. I never seen ODB, because he was dead.
Yes, yeah. But they individually all suck. You have to see all of them. And I know there's like 36 of them now.
Well, that's not true.
There's as many members as there are chambers now.
It depends who. Some of them are good performers on their own, and some are not. Method Man, amazing performer.
Rank the Wu-Tang from best performer to the worst performer. I want to hear every single one of their names.
ODB number 1 best performer. Method Man number 2. Method Man is like one of the best hip-hop performers of all time.
We're talking live.
Yeah,
okay.
Live. Yeah, you got to watch the videos. It's more of
RZA and Jizza suck dick. They both suck live. I've seen RZA, Jizza, and Raekwon live, and they're all fucking horrible.
My only issue with Raekwon was he showed up really late, and he's fat.
He triced it?
He just like he sweats a lot, and he showed up in like a giant Leafs jacket, like like a Letterman's, but
like a starter.
Yeah, and he was just sweating, and I love all of them, but he's just.
They just don't. Why I think I haven't seen them all together, and I'm assuming that would be fine because they would just take up enough space for it not to be boring. But individually, I find they all just stand there. And I'm a Public Enemy fan, and I learned the one time I've seen Public Enemy, I learned to love Flavor Flav even more because I was like, holy shit, I love Chuck. You can see how much I love Chuck D in this apartment. And but he just stands there and talks to you like an old man. If it wasn't for Flavor Flav running around making that show fun, good Christ. So shout out to Flavor Flav. I am going to try to book you soon. Zoran. But yeah, I just think it's not like these arguments are sort of silly. The homeless people are already on the subway. They're talking about one free grocery store in every borough. The amount of people I knew who were in desperate financial situations that would get their groceries from a Whole Foods because it was closer than a Trader Joe's can't tell me that one free grocery store in a borough is going to make a gigantic difference.
I also thought it wasn't free. It was just price regulated by the government. So cheaper.
But the best I understand it is every borough is going to have a free grocery store, and it won't sell and that was the other funny thing. I'd like to think that most people are not falling for this as long as they're not Michael Rapaport. Is there anyone more embarrassing in the world than Michael Rapaport right now?
I kind of fell off on him, so I don't know what's going on with him.
Like, being a fucking wigger in his mid-50s was cooler than the fucking shit he's doing right now. He's like the most pro-Israel guy on the planet.
That. Yeah.
Which is like, the Jewish wigger pipeline is strong. There is something about there being a Jewish wigger pipeline.
I know I used to like him.
Well, because he was, what was not to like? He shut the fuck up. He was a good character in a B movie.
Not just that, but people may disagree, but he did a lot of sports talk. I didn't mind his sports talk. He was, he was Stephen A. Smith-ish, which he would say things that were wrong sometimes, but he said it so passionately that I liked it.
Isn't it incredible that ESPN has built their entire empire around Stephen A. Smith, who you literally just referred to as he says stuff wrong? He's like the ESPN, the channel for sports, is built around a guy who sounds like Cornel West, but that doesn't watch basketball but talks about it. It's fucking crazy. It's like Kendrick Perkins. Anyways, a basketball podcast is coming soon. But Rapaport is just so absolutely embarrassing. And people who are following for like, I don't even want to address too much the Islamophobia part of the Zoran Mamdani thing, because it's just what happened with the grocery stores is he said there wouldn't be any cigarettes or alcohol in them because like convenience stores and bodegas and shit were freaking out that they were going to go give away free fucking cigarettes to people. And so he cleared that up. And then so as soon as he cleared that up, they were like, he's making Sharia law in New York. It's like, guys, you couldn't even enforce COVID laws. Like, you think all of a sudden they're going to do Sharia law in New York and everyone's just going to go with it? How little faith do people have in New York City? Like, if I was the city of New York, first of all, isn't he a fucking Boston fag anyways, Rapaport?
No. He's a New York guy.
Is it? But isn't it, I guess I just thought, isn't he in Celtic Pride? Or does he just look like that?
No, I think he just looks like that.
He just looks like that?
Because that was
a little Boston Red boy.
Yeah, he just looks like that. He's a New York guy.
He needs to fuck right off. The city of New York needs to go, you think that we're going to be in Sharia law, Michael Rapaport? Fucking beat it. Like, how little faith do you have?
This is it, man. This is the race for mayor of New York City 2025. You got a fucking terrorist supporting Zoran the moron. Zoran the moron.
He really thought that was going to be a good. That's a good. I will say that. That's embarrassing.
He reminds me of like embarrassing road comics. It would be like if he was an old Yucks veteran. It's as if an old Yucks guy who drank himself to death or something, like, got a role in a movie that blew him up. Like, that's what Michael Rapaport should have been. Was like a guy playing Harrisburg, Pennsylvania this weekend at a clean club who fucking hates everybody. You know what I mean? Like, right. Hates the middle, hates the owner of the club, and is there every year. Like, that's what Michael Rapaport should have been as a person, but got lucky. Like, we get it, man. You're Jewish now. Like, it is weird to pretend to be black as a white guy for the majority of your career and then all of a sudden just decide you love being Jewish. Like, this is not what we knew you for. Were you playing like characters that had any representation of that, or were you playing wiggery guys your entire career and now all of a sudden you're like this thing? And the slapping Ari is all the more hilarious now in this pro-Jew thing. Him slapping Ari is one of the most anti-Jewish hate crimes I can think of. Like, slapping Ari Shaffir is Hamas level Jew hate. I mean, he's the Jewiest man who ever existed. That's the biggest self-hating Jew, is looking at Ari Shaffir and wanting to make physical contact with him. I think Michael Rapaport has harmed more Jewish people than the average Palestinian. Most Palestinians have not slapped Ari Shaffir.
I didn't know he slapped Ari Shaffir.
Yeah, because so Rappaport was one of the people who came after Ari about the Kobe thing.
Yeah,
because again, Wigger, and then Ari just politely pointed out that Rappaport had charges against him for stalking his ex-girlfriend on a podcast, and so Rappaport dispelled any belief that he was a violent, dangerous person by randomly assaulting Ari at a comedy club. That was his way of clearing up whether or not he might be an unhinged Wigger lunatic. But anyways, I hate Michael Rappaport. He is worse than Marc Maron. We should have like a most wanteds list up on the thing. I would have Rappaport. I want Maron. I want you to know I've been pretty hard on you. Rappaport would be higher because you're at least getting the whole. And Maron's a Jew. I guess I can't make this list now.
Because you're just making a list of Jews.
Yeah, I'm going to have to start
seems off
adding some non-Jewish people before we make this list.
Yeah.
It can't just be that for sure.
Yeah. And putting up the pictures of them in a little train is probably a mistake.
Yeah, it was going to be a choo-choo train that I put them in, but we'll see. But anyways, I'm happy Zoran got elected. Also, I'm just, as an adopted person, I'm very for, like, social experiments. Anything that feels sort of like a social experiment. Like Peter Thiel, the closeted homosexual antichrist that wants to control everything. He wanted to create a libertarian island off the coast of California. And when I heard that, I was like, that's amazing. They should do that as a Netflix show. They should have a Netflix show called like The Society, and they should let Peter Thiel make a libertarian island off the coast of California, and Zoran Mondami should have a communist island off the coast of New York, and they should battle to see, like, give it, like, it could be like an 8-year-long reality show. They just leave everything in place for like 8 to 10 years. They film seasons after seasons after seasons, and after like 10 years, we go, what society did better? That's a reality show.
Sure, I love it.
And we can't build civilizations off the coast of these. Like, that's easy to do. That's easy enough to produce.
It's called Liberia.
Yeah. Is Liberia just a fake place?
Well, they created it. There was Africans there before and everything like that, but they created it as a return land for former slaves and stuff like that. So actually, a certain percentage of Liberians are actually their family was in America for a bit, and then after they were freed, they went back there. So it's like it was meant as like a homeland for them, but then they didn't really help them take care of it or anything like that. So it has a lot of poverty there. But
I'm gonna look into Liberia. That's fun.
Yeah, Hey, there's a Vice documentary about Liberia. You might have even seen it. I bet you did.
I wouldn't be surprised. Man, remember when Vice was good? I want to go back and like binge when I used to learn stuff from Vice. What a fucking goddamn disaster Vice is now.
It's terrible.
Who would have thought they needed Gavin McInnes? Like a little Proud Boy energy in the joint. I know that stuff came out after Gavin was gone, but I just feel like, man, that thing lost its fucking. That's why, and that's a perfect segue into what I wanted to talk about. Hopefully, we have enough time to do this for a bit, because I feel like AI has been. What are we at right now?
Like half an hour.
Okay, perfect. I like that. All right, we're back. Here, this is the. We're back. God, I hope that's super annoying on the podcast.
It's not as bad as you think.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine too. So I wanted to talk about this a bit. Nice. I like it. And it's already on the board. Very good, Jamie. Every time Sanker does something right, I'm going to call him Jamie. That's going to be his. It's like when I call my girlfriend good girl, it's your version is going to be Jamie.
Yes, but you're referring to Jamie Villeneuve.
Yes. Yeah, Jamie Villeneuve. We should have him on. I shouldn't say. I don't even like saying his fucking name. That's a vampire fucking name if I ever heard it. I think he's blocked on like 3 Facebook accounts that he has because he just kept asking to live with me. Like fucking nonstop asking to live with me. It's insane.
Oh God.
Anyways, so AI is obviously a precipice with things. People are very concerned about unemployment and quite frankly, the end of the world. As a matter of fact, let's start with that video. I feel like, it'd be interesting. Instead of me trying to explain it, maybe this video of AI explaining it to this gentleman. Should I put headphones on for this?
No, you know what? You're
play
okay.
It live in a room.
I've figured out a different way, and we're going to test it out. So it's either going to work successfully or not.
I like it because my bald head does not look good with headphones. So if I could keep it like this, good for me. So let's see how this works.
Only a few more months for OpenBrain to build Agent 4, the world's first superhuman AI. The AI invents its own rapid computer language that even Agent 3 can't keep up with. Researchers imagine that the diminished safety team are now frantic. Agent 4 seems only interested in gaining knowledge and doesn't care as much about the morals and ethics of its predecessors. They catch it secretly working to build a new model, Agent 5, aligned to its own goals. The safety team urges
the dramatization in this video is great to go along with that.
Which is probably AI.
Yeah, the irony.
The scenario predicts that Agent 4 and Agent 5 work in tandem to secretly build a world where it can accumulate resources and expand knowledge. The paper predicts that everything will start positively. Revolutions happen.
Yeah, all right, we can... I think everyone gets the general Terminator plot of what is supposed to happen.
That's what it is.
Right.
Now, that's
fair. But this is where it's just like... Just turn it off, it doesn't have to be this difficult. We overthink everything. We overestimate everything. And I would like to, in the next 30 minutes, break down the case for why you should not only not fear AI, you should actually be actively shorting it right now. If you, and I don't, obviously, but if you have the financial means, right? And you care, because yes, there is a chance, there is a tipping point that we continue to have this race and feed this thing that it has negative outcomes. Are companies slowing down hiring currently because of AI? Yes. Have any of these companies been able to replace those jobs? No, they're not replacing us. Like the agents that were supposed to come out and be so impressive with ChatGPT. Where? Well, tell me one place where ChatGPT is impressive in your life. Tell me one place that AI has replaced something to a satisfactory level in the most minimal of ways. I had a ChatGPT call. Now I'm going to occasionally just say ChatGPT in place of AI, and that's just, I apologize. It is getting very close to Kleenex territory. ChatGPT.
Sure, it is.
It's on a Kleenex precipice, and that should scare other companies. But it's almost Netflix. But it is, Netflix is also another company losing a bajillion million fucking dollars that I've been told is short for a million years. But I think that Netflix is actually secretly propped up by intelligence agencies, so they're going to be fine forever. And will AI be propped up by intelligence agencies for a long time? Of course it will. It will be a great way to spy on us. Will it be an accurate way to spy on us? Abso-fucking-lutely not. Do you know how messy and how everything that they do with AI going forward is going to be messy and unclean, which is going to defeat the purpose of what they're using it for. Do you remember the old school way, Sankar, of getting out of a speeding ticket? Has anyone ever told you this? Do you ever have like your dad, if you got a speeding ticket, what they would tell you what to do back in the day?
Suck the cop's dick?
That was for daughters.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about the boy.
Tell me how you suck a cock. Make the cop laugh?
You ask him what the last time he calibrated his speed radar was. Because if you could prove that he hadn't calibrated the speed radar in a certain amount of whatever it was, there was no guarantee it was accurate, meaning that the information was no good and your ticket was thrown out. You don't think that that's going to be the next 100 years of AI being involved in anything legal, anything law enforcement? ChatGPT right now is essentially kind of better Google. Like maybe 8% better Google. Am I wrong?
No, yeah, it's not great yet.
So what are we talking about? So I want to run a few things by you on it. So OpenAI, which is ChatGPT, we can agree is like the almost Kleenex of AI.
Sure.
They're Sora, they're ChatGPT. For them to continue going forward with the investment that's been put in, to actually get back the investment that's being put in, they need to generate $650 billion annually in perpetuity, which would work out to be $35 a year from every single iPhone user on the planet. Now, I know what some of you are saying. $35 a year to have access to what I get out of ChatGPT sounds fine to me. But that's you. How many of the like 18 million or whatever it is iPhone users are comfortable with an additional $35 a year to maintain, not improve, not push past? I mean, the initial investment is obviously to improve it, but basically to keep alive ChatGPT, they will need $35 annually from so you're not getting every one. You're absolutely not getting every single person. If they asked me for $35 for ChatGPT next year, I would tell them to eat my ass. So I'm out. So right now you're at 17,900,999,999. And then how many more like me who aren't going to pay for that yet because it's not good enough yet? So, and that's not on top of the subscriptions, the whatever. They're already getting that. They're already getting the $20 out of you for the premium ChatGPT. They need more. There is no free ChatGPT in this. So they need $650 billion annually in revenue. So if they don't get that, where does it go? What do they do? Things start shorting. Things start falling apart. If I were concerned about AI and had money right now, let's say, I don't know, is Mark Cuban not like AI? There's got to be some billionaire who doesn't like AI currently. If I was that billionaire, I'd be shorting AI nonstop. It could easily be stopped. And we could all be shorting that. You take the GameStop method in reverse, right? You remember GameStop and AMC? Do you have any understanding of how that kind of worked?
Yeah, basically, just a bunch of Redditors. I'm saying Redditors, but again, I'm Kleenexing a little bit.
Sure, yeah.
Super supported GameStop stock purchase-wise and inflated the price, and then it just went really high, so people made a bunch of money before they sold it.
But do you know what the actual intention was? That was the outcome of it, but do you know what the behind-the-scenes intention with GameStop was? Start going. So it was over-leveraged in shorts. People had decided that GameStop wasn't important anymore, so they started shorting the company. A short, watch the movie The Big Short, and Adam McKay will have fucking Margot Robbie explain this to you in a bathtub. The most demeaning scene in the history of film. I like The Big Short. That scene drives me fucking crazy.
Why?
Because it's just like, I don't need to be talked down to like this. I already chose to come see your movie. I'm already in the smarty pants Intelligentsia world of your shit. Otherwise, I'm not coming to watch your movie about the housing crisis. Like, you didn't need to talk down to the people who chose to watch your fucking movie like that. Anyways, I hate that scene. But if you need to understand essentially what was going on with AMC, they were trying to short the company. A bunch of people were betting. Continuous shorting is very similar to roulette, right? You gotta, if you go to a casino and you don't want to lose money, you can play roulette, and as long as you have enough money to keep doubling down, eventually you'll hit. And that's kind of the idea in a dumb Margot Robbie in a bathtub way of explaining how this worked. Well, GameStop people were like, well, fuck you. We don't want you betting against this company that we like. And there was some interesting financials behind it. The guy from, what's the fucking Chewy.com guy took over, and he had a good reputation. He had like changed Chewy over and whatever. There was some actual sound financials that came behind it that made sense, but mostly it was people going in like, fuck you shorters. And yes, artificially inflating the stock price was meant to hurt the shorters. A byproduct was, yes, people could get in, ride it and whatever, but the actual intention was to be diamond hands and like not leave and actually just hurt rich people, not just make a little bit of money yourself.
Gotcha.
Did I jump in on AMC and make a couple $100 myself? Absolutely. But I don't have the money around. I'm not the guy just yet. Subscribe to the Patreon we don't have yet, and maybe one day. But currently I don't have that kind of dough. But we should be shorting AI. We're literally like sitting around going, it uses all the water. It's going to get rid of all the jobs. And it's like, I don't want to look up where a Chinese restaurant is, so I'll just use it. It's fucking crazy. And we should be actively shorting it. And now, I would love to have some sort of this to be some sort of Arab Spring-esque rallying cry where we all rise up and like do something to defeat AI. But the good news is that we don't have to. Because I think this is the second part of AI that people are misunderstanding. The financials are crazy. This is the next bubble. It is going to burst. These companies will fail. Like, we have to be careful about what they do in the desperate times, and we need more regulation. We need to kill these companies. We need to destroy them with being careful. We can't look at them and go, oh, their financial situation is precarious, so let's give them some. No. They're a fucking company. As FDR said, if you were a company, you can afford to pay a living wage, which doesn't really make any sense with this, but you get the idea. It's like, you don't get any breaks. You don't get any perks. If you're not for the public good, getting rid of all the jobs is not for the public good. Wasting all the water is not for the public good. You don't get any public good perks. You have to be a company that survives on its own, and they won't. The same way Netflix wouldn't if they weren't backed by the CIA. We just have to stop it. Rich people should be whatever. Now, beyond that, here's how we do stop it. What we're afraid of is that every time we're using AI, it's learning from us. It's collecting our information. It's learning our patterns. It's whatever, which at a time in history could have been very dangerous. But luckily, this has come along at a time when we are the most retarded we have ever been as a society in the history of the world. They have spent the last 30 years destroying the education system for people. We are dumb, and it is learning from us every day. I'm like 87% of the smartest people on the planet. And I've said probably 12 things on this podcast already that are so genuinely wrong and stupid, it's crazy. And I'm still better than 80% of the planet. And this is what it's learning from. It's not learning from the best and brightest. Neil deGrasse Tyson doesn't go on ChatGPT and have a fucking conversation about whether or not Al Jolson was correct or not. Which is, by the way, I had a real debate about the merits of Al Jolson with ChatGPT one day. That's what briefly made me fall in love with it. Because, like, that's the other thing. ChatGPT is just sucking your dick. All day, ChatGPT is telling you every idea you have is a good idea. Is that good? So how many people are just walking around out there thinking that they're intelligent now because of ChatGPT? That's the fucking smart, omnipresent fucking thing that's going to take over the entire planet. There's no chance. Ask ChatGPT simple questions your Uber driver would know and see who's better, ChatGPT or your Uber driver. We're afraid you're going to take all the driving jobs, right? Who's better, Chat or your Uber driver? Ask them where to get parkour at the end of the night and see who has a better answer for you. Ask them where a weed store is near you. Ask them, and by the way, I'm so bad. I'm such a hypocrite for this, but when I got back to Union Station today, it was a little chilly outside. I wanted to walk along the path back to my apartment. Do you know what the path is, Sanker? Yes. The underground network from Union Station under Toronto that kind of goes through the downtown core. Now I can walk a pretty healthy distance to my house apartment in the path. But I was curious, am I missing something? Could I get a little further than I do? So I asked ChatGPT. Do you know what ChatGPT told me to do? It said take the path to Queen and Bathurst and get out. Now, are you familiar with the part of the path that reaches Queen and Bathurst?
I never usually walk that far.
You know why you don't walk that far? Because it doesn't fucking exist. It's not even close. It doesn't even go past university. There is no part of the path to Queen of Bathurst. It's just stupid and wrong. It just makes stuff up. It's trying its best, but it's not that good, and it's not that smart, and it's actually getting worse all the fucking time. ChatGPT is infinitely worse today than it was when I started using it like 6 months ago or a year ago or whatever the fuck it was now. It's getting dumber and it's getting worse. Remember when like kiosks came into McDonald's?
Yeah.
So, first of all, I'll just say that, do you know what's happened? Everyone went, oh, there's kiosks at McDonald's now. They're going to stop hiring employees at McDonald's. Do you know what's happened since then? A 1% hiring increase at McDonald's. No jobs were lost. No jobs disappeared because we still need the human beings involved. And by the way, you could probably actually just get rid of some of those jobs. It's not like there's not more useful places for like people in McDonald's to be. Like we have an army of fucking Indian people on e-bikes in this country that could be building railroads for us. Like we have stuff to do. It's not like we're just this like utopian society with nothing to do. Like there's nothing that could be fixed around here. You know what I mean? It's like a guy walking around his house and the doors are off the hinges and the fucking one of his faucets don't work and his toilet's backed up and he's going, oh man, I hope they don't bring any computers in because there'll be no jobs to do here. It's like, fix your fucking house. Like, what are we talking about? Everyone's so busy doing bullshit that we could be having the dumb robot that sucks dick do. Because it's not smart and it's not replacing us. It will do stupid people jobs. And like, you know who does stupid people jobs? Like, okay people. People aren't that stupid. They're not as dumb as ChatGPT. Your regular fucking Burger King employee is smarter than ChatGPT. Do they have as much referential knowledge as them? No. Fine. They couldn't tell you who won the gold medal in the 200 meter in the 1968 fucking Summer Olympics. I don't think a regular Burger King employee could tell you that. But if you were in a trouble and you were like, if you were confronted by a homeless person in a Burger King, who do you want? ChatGPT or a Burger King employee? If you were going to talk in a bar with somebody, would you talk with ChatGPT or the Burger King employee? If you need to make a chicken sandwich that's shaped like a cruller donut as opposed to a regular donut, who would you talk to? The Burger King employee. It's just, they're not replacing us in any way except for the menial jobs that we don't even fucking need. All of these Uber Eats drivers should be making infrastructure. They should be building bridges. They should be like, these jobs aren't that fucking hard. What are you trying to show me here?
Jim Hines won the 1960.
Yeah, and you did that with Google. And would you pay $39 a year or whatever to fucking know that? No. You wouldn't, because I don't care that Jim Hines won the 200 meter. Also, that's a white-sounding name.
I typed in 100
meter. Oh, that's fine.
No.
Is there even a 200 meter? Yes, there is, because that's what Ben Johnson won when Donovan Bailey won the 100 meter, and then I think didn't Ben Johnson do steroids? Anyways.
Yes, he did.
Yeah. Do you need ChatGPT? I just told you all of that. And then they had the 150 meter race, and Donovan Bailey won, right? I think. Anyways.
Donovan Bailey did win after... what's his name? Ben Johnson, yes.
Oh yeah, didn't Ben Johnson like pussy out right off the start because he knew he got like a bad start and he was just like, if I just pretend I'm hurt. Anyways,
I don't know as much about him. I know more about Donovan Bailey.
I'm pretty sure he got popped for fucking juice. I think he was juicy, but anyways, I I don't even care. Why do we even care that athletes do steroids? Just let them do steroids.
I agree.
I don't mind. I tried to say to everyone with the Blue Jays loss, it was like, it's entertainment. You got all the entertainment you needed. It's like you got 5 extra episodes of Succession more than everybody else. Shut the fuck up. It doesn't matter who won. Anyways, AI is really, so the kiosk. Back to the kiosk point, is that it doesn't replace it. You know what they do now at McDonald's, and I'm sure you do. I'm
off camera.
And by the way, here, the men and women of law enforcement still working. There's no RoboCops. They brought those robot dogs out fucking like 3 years ago, and there's still not any robot. You still have dogs. No one's replaced their dog with a robot dog. It's not nearly as nice. So the kiosks, they didn't replace anybody. They never replace anybody. Everybody always still has jobs. New technology comes out, and we have jobs still. Like, this is so stupid and overblown. Everyone is so fucking bored. Like, you always need something to blame. Oh, my life's an absolute piece of shit. That's because AI replaced everything. Or Mexicans. Or fucking whatever you want. It's like, no, man. Use ChatGPT to make your fucking life better. You know what's a great thing for homeless people to do? Hey, ChatGPT, what's the best way to be homeless? And they would say, don't pay the $3 fare and use the subway and live on it in New York City. Thank you, everybody. Good night.